I had one situation in the Army where they threw, this guy wanted to throw me in a grease trap, which is, I was pulling KP, you know, and there was a rule against it, so I tried to start a union, and I got in trouble. Yeah. So that was the first time that I got in trouble in the military, but I never learned my lessons very well. So I went from Army to Air Force, and so I spent 14 years total. Let me say this, I'm maybe, I don't know, the only person here who is in a state where every single veteran is considered rural, even if they live in Anchorage. Now there are 3 states, please, if I'm wrong, check, because it was right at one time. Skip, if I'm wrong, shoot me down. But as I understand it, Alaskans, Hawaiians, and New Hampshire, folks from New Hampshire, were all considered rural veterans. Now, that means when I go to the VA, it's 140 miles round trip. And so one time I got poisoned in the Army, and so I ended up in Spain. I was in a hospital for 3 weeks. Don't know what happened. And one time I fell on my head from the 2nd floor, and so they thought that was par for course with me. But anyway, I live in a rural area. All of my care is either at a military base called J-Bear, which is an active duty base because the VA has very few doctors. So for instance, because I was poisoned, I've had stomach trouble all my life, my adult life, and I had, what do you call it? I had a pancreatitis caused by my gallbladder. Apparently there's a tube that goes through there and it got occluded. So they had to take out my gallbladder and treat me for pancreatitis. Okay, so I love VAs. I've only been in 3 because I've seen the history of VA. The first time I was in a VA room, there were cockroaches on the wall. Thousands upon thousands of cockroaches. We don't have that anymore. So there you go, it's progress. And I like progress. And then the other thing is they didn't have any nurses, and I was on a ward with World War I veterans and World War II veterans. So for me, I've watched the VA improve incredibly. And I like the fact that most of the people in the VAs that I've seen, and that includes in Asheville at George, what do you call it? Charles George VA. There you are. I've seen improvements, and I have yet to find one person at a VA, one person I've never found who wasn't concerned about all of us. They work hard. I have cancer. I was in Vietnam 6 times, but I lived all over the place after the war. But apparently got some problem, and they treat me. They decided that whatever it was, they were going to treat me. So they cut my nose open 3 times. Yes, 3 times, because the cancer was in my nose and my head and all that. Anyway, I'm here because Skip invited me. I'm here because I believe in the Veterans Administration. I believe that the VA is the only way to go. I don't want privatization. I don't want profit to be the motivation for my success in living longer. And I believe that rural, what do you call the new thing, the Mission Act?
Mission Act.
Now, does that apply to everybody across the board? Because the choice program, I thought, was just for us rural people.
Well, that's a complicated answer.
And that's it for me. Thank you.
But, gotta say, one distinction here, the last person to sign up for the conference, John Spitzberg from Alaska.
And he's driving me home.